In this second video in my Call of Duty Player's Guide to Battlefield 4, I'm going to be talking about the Assault and Engineer classes, the two most common types of soldiers you'll start off using when you move away from Team Deathmatch and into the larger, more objective-based game modes. In TDM, you can basically operate as a lone wolf, but in Conquest and Rush you'll get more out of the game if you work with your squad mates, and to do this effectively, you might want to change your loadout slightly. I'll be discussing the support and recon or sniper classes in later videos. If you've watched my guide to getting started in Battlefield 4, you'll know that to get used to the game I recommend playing lots of Team Deathmatch using the Assault class. And although it's true that you can carry on just using Assault when you try out Rush and Conquest, having a leveled up Engineer class can really help you make a difference to your team and enjoy the game in a whole different way. But first, let's just take a step back and talk about the Assault class, the weapons, gadgets and perks you may want to consider using. If you've been playing plenty of TDM, you should have lots of weapons and gadgets available. And I know I've said it before, but my preferred weapon to start off with is the hard-hitting Scar H. I add the angle grip and the laser sight. The P226 is my pistol, and the frag grenades can be surprisingly effective too. After the chaos that is Team Deathmatch, you may want to start thinking about the role you'll be playing to help your squad and team in the larger game modes. And if you really want to rack up the points and be a great squad and team player, think about how you could be an assault medic. Your job is to be at the front of the action, pushing the enemy back while at the same time throwing down medicine bags to heal everyone around you and using your defibrillators to shock your teammates back to life, denying the enemy tickets towards winning. This will take a thoughtful approach because there's no point putting yourself in danger when trying to revive teammates or reviving them if there's an enemy close enough ready to kill you both. But done carefully, you can keep your squad and teammates in the fight without losing soldiers who then have to run all the way back from a safe spawn to get back into the action. On tighter maps like Operation Locker, you can make a real big difference and rack up the points because when you're at a choke point with a big firefight going on, just keep tossing down your medic bag and they'll start healing all of your teammates in the vicinity, which is great for your point score and helps your teammates to stay alive. In fact, you should develop the habit of throwing down a medic bag as soon as you get into a gunfight, so during the lulls of the action, you and any of your teammates will be automatically healed. You could top this off by running the Combat Medic Field Upgrade, so that your medbags and defibs will level up as you help your squad mates and your squad stays alive. Now, let's talk about the Engineer class. The different classes in Battlefield have access to different weapons and gadgets, and the Engineer's specialities are fixing and blowing vehicles up, an essential skill in Conquest and Rush, where a well-piloted helicopter or a well-driven tank can destroy your team. So you'll probably end up, and I recommend you end up running the repair tool blowtorch almost all the time, and a rocket launcher. Maybe the MBT Law or SMA if you're going after ground targets, and the Stinger if you're going after aircraft. Also, try switching from the personal defence weapon, the PDWs, which are a bit like submachine guns, to a carbine. I use the ACRW as my main weapon, and I add the red dot sight, the angle grip and a laser pointer. I still have the P226 pistol as my secondary, and what you'll need to do is go back into Team Deathmatch and play with the Engineer to level up his abilities. In terms of gadgets and attachments for your chosen weapon, that's basically what you've got to do. It's a bit of a grind, but again, it'll get you more used to the game. As for your field upgrade, why not try out Mechanic to really reinforce that role so you'll be able to fix or damage things much faster. As an engineer, your role in game modes like Rush and Conquest will revolve around fixing friendly vehicles and probably quite a lot more firing rockets at enemy vehicles. And in any maps with lots of vehicles like Golden Railway or Siege of Shanghai, you're going to be very busy indeed and a very, very important member of your team and squad. The Engineer may well be the most dynamic class in Battlefield 4, especially on the larger vehicle-centric maps, because you can be driving a tank, hop out of it and repair it, or you could be the machine gunner in that tank, and then when you engage your enemy armour, you hop out and then add your anti-tank rockets to the team's firepower. The engineer can take down helicopters with his stingers, or be hanging out to the side of a helicopter and be repairing it on the go, or again be firing rockets at ground or air targets from the side of that helicopter. The catch is that you'll have to be changing your rocket loadout regularly, or maybe sometimes you'll be equipping mines depending on the threat you're facing. Let's say the enemy team has some tasty helicopter pilots that are causing a right nuisance. The next time you go into the deploy screen, equip a stinger and spawn back into the fight and shoot them down. And you could do the same with smalls, RPGs or SRAWs if you're having similar problems with tanks. So as you can see, the engineer is super important to your squad, defending them from tanks, aircraft, and also repairing their vehicles when they're damaged. So practice to win team deathmatch with your assault and engineer classes to level them up, and you'll be more than ready for Conquest and Rush, the game modes that make Battlefield 4 a unique experience. Anyway, that's enough from me. Please hit like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you'd like to see more of the same. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.